This story is just breaking nationally right now, although 2 days ago, this broke from the Anchorage Daily News. Zachariah Hughes broke this story. We are all afraid, speaking to Alaska nonprofit leaders, Murkowski gets candid on upheaval in federal government. The problem, and this is by design, that we have right now in this country is Donald Trump wants there to be chaos in the headlines. He wants so many things to be happening all at once that not all of it can be covered, and then the coverage gets diluted among the things that are most important. And this story is one of those things that fell through the cracks. This is a GOP senator, a Republican leader, who is saying she's afraid to speak up. It's not stopping her from doing so. I got that clip I'm going to play, and then something from about 4 weeks ago that she said, where she, in a roundabout way, criticized her GOP colleagues for staying silent. And then last night on Colbert, Elizabeth Warren said things have changed with Republicans. They used to talk behind the scenes about how, this is scary, we don't agree, blah, 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 but we need to keep our seats, kind of along the same lines as the second clip. Anyway, here is Lisa Murkowski, Republican, stalwart Republican, not a liberal Republican. This is someone who doesn't fit the MAGA narrative now, but has always been a tried and true conservative, just like Liz Cheney, who's saying she's afraid to speak up.
What do you have to say to people who are afraid, or who represent people who are afraid? We are all afraid. Okay? It's quite a statement. But we are, we're in a time and a place where I don't know, I certainly have not been here before. And I'll tell you, I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice, because retaliation is real, and that's not right. But that's what you've asked me to do, and so I'm going to use my voice to the best of my ability, and sometimes it will be viewed in a way that, well, that's pretty confrontational. And other times it's going to be using my mother's charm that I learned as a young girl, and in direct communication with those that I have made relationships with, and am able to affect some change that way. But I've got to figure out how I can do my best to help the many who are so anxious and are so afraid.
We are all afraid. Now listen, to say that I'm not afraid that there might be consequences for my speech would be incorrect. But courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is action in the face of fear, continuing to do what you're supposed to do, what is right to do in the face of that fear. And if Lisa Murkowski is afraid, a Republican, a United States senator, that says something. And it's by design. Donald Trump wants you afraid. Donald Trump wants me afraid. So afraid that we refuse to rise up. We refuse to speak out. And that's not in my DNA. It is not how I was raised, some would say. 4 weeks ago, she gave a town hall and she said this concerning the fears of her Republican colleagues and of her herself, and talked a little bit indirectly about courage.
I am going to give you every last breath that I have, and I'm going to try to solve every little problem, and I'm not going to compromise my own integrity by hiding from my words when I feel they need to be spoken. I'm going to take take the criticism that comes, and it may be that Elon Musk has decided he's going to take the next $1 billion that he makes off of Starlink and put it directly against Lisa Murkowski. And you know what? That may happen. But I'm not giving up 1 minute, one opportunity to try to stand up for Alaskans. But I got to figure out how to do that, and I need Alaskans' help to tell me what they're feeling so that I can help deal with that. I get criticized for what I say, and then everybody else is like, well, how come nobody else is saying anything? Well, figure it out, because they're looking at how many things are being thrown at me, and it's like, maybe I just better duck and cover. That's why you've got everybody just like zip lip, not saying a word, because they're afraid they're going to be taken down, they're going to be primaried, they're going to be given names in the media. You know what? We cannot be cowed into not speaking up.
Some of the problem here is that these politicians, maybe not Lisa Murkowski herself, but some of these politicians believe that they are entitled to that job, and they're going to protect the power that they hold at any cost, even if it comes at the expense of our country, at the expense of our country's people, of you. So they won't speak up. And things have changed. Last night, Elizabeth Warren was on Stephen Colbert's show, and she was asked directly about this, the shift that's taken place, that Republicans used to say, oh yeah, this is crazy, we don't agree, but we're going to kind of ride the big whale that is Donald Trump, and we're not going to cross him because we're afraid. And now she says they don't even make eye contact with Democrats.
Hey everybody, we're back with Senator Elizabeth Warren. One of the things that was interesting when I would have you or other senators on during the first term is that you or other people might say, like, behind closed doors, these people know this is crazy. Yeah. What's happening now? Are you having any conversations in the cloakroom with your counterparts across the aisle? People who were elected, had their own oaths, imagine love their country. What are they saying privately?
They don't make eye contact anymore.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not good.
Because they have no argument?
They know what's happening. Look, these guys are smart. They get it. They know what's happening.
They don't make eye contact because they know. Because they know what they've done. They know what Donald Trump is doing, and it is unconscionable. Donald Trump is fundamentally altering our country, altering our culture in an attempt to bring us back to a late 1930s era of political order in the world. There are people who will not cower, who will not shrink in this moment. Elizabeth Warren is one of them. Hopefully, Lisa Murkowski is another, but I hope you are too. I hope journalists like Zachariah Hughes here is one of those. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. We can have it publicly in the comments. You can also call the voicemail line. That is private, but 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me. Other than the watchful gaze of the government maybe prying into my communications, that is also private, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work that I do here every day. If I bring you value, click the join button below, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can support this show by going to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. It is not just for the podcast. It absolutely supports the work I do here, and I would appreciate your support very, very much. I'm on social media if you want to find me there, @Dollemore, and I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.